Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. I am the Scent Maven and welcome back to my channel, Shopping and Scents. I'm gonna leave that in because I've tried filming this video quite a few times and I keep screwing it up. Okay. So I'm bringing you another non-scent, non-shopping related video because these YouTube video things lately have been therapeutic for me and I like talking to you guys. And so if I have something to say or something to talk about, no matter what it is, if I think it might be interesting to you or if I just feel like, rambling, I'm going to do it. And if you guys want to watch, great. If you guys don't want to watch, you want to just do the shopping videos, that's cool too. So I have spots. Yes. I have spots. So that's what this video is going to be about. Before I get into the whole big thing that I want to talk to you about, let me just give you the summary. So if you guys don't have time to watch this video or don't care to watch the whole thing, I can give you the summary. So the summary is this. About 2 weeks ago, I noticed 2 brown spots on my neck, and I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to have to zoom in real close. Here and here. They're 2 round spots, and they kind of look like eyes. See them? So whoa, there's a big shot at my thumb. Me being a hypochondriac that I am, I immediately thought it was skin cancer. So, bottom line, like I said, condensed story, I went to the doctor and it is not skin cancer. Thank God. So, yeah, I saw these 2 spots about 2 weeks ago. I had not remembered ever seeing them before. And I started to obsess and I started to do what you shouldn't do, which is go online and try to diagnose yourself, because then you'll end up thinking you have every disease known to man. So what did I do? First, after scaring myself by looking online, I looked back at photographs of myself for the past year that I had in my phone, and there were only about 3 or 4, and I think the oldest one was from November, where I was wearing a halter top or something that had a strap that was small enough or narrow enough that you could see that area of my skin. So I noticed that it went as far back as November, but I had never remembered seeing these spots before. So I don't know. I saw them, I noticed them, and they just started to play on my mind. And I kept thinking, oh, here's the other thing about them that I want to tell you guys. So I like a lot of fair skin. That sounds bad. I like a lot of fair skin people. I should say I am similar to a lot of fair skinned people. In that I can't speak today. In that I have freckles or spots that come out in the sun. So you probably, I don't know if you can see some of them, but the areas of my skin that are exposed to the sun that get tan, I have these freckles that come out. And they've always been like that. I've always had these kinds of freckles. I know that I'm doing like I'm showing you guys like a skin exam of myself. So I've always had these freckles and spots and stuff, right? And I never thought anything about them. I actually kind of like them, because when I see the freckles on my skin, and look, I got them on my arms and stuff, that just means that I've gotten some color and my sunspots, my freckles are showing, and they don't really bother me. Like I get them primarily on my shoulders and arms, not so much on my chest, just a little bit, whatever. So these 2 spots, you think I would have noticed them by now. And I kept thinking, how long? So let me just stop rambling on about how I couldn't stand them and how I was afraid of what they were. So I went online and I made a list of what they could possibly be. So, got my list. So I was saying to myself, is it a freckle, a sunspot, an age spot, a liver spot, a wart, a pimple, a boil, a skin tag, a beauty mark, a mole? What could it possibly be? And I looked at pictures of each of those things. And I'm trying to say to my, trying to figure out what it is. So what really bothers me about them is that they're raised. So all my freckles that I have are completely flat. These are slightly raised. They don't hurt, they don't itch, they don't burn, but they're slightly raised. So that was another concern. So I said, that by process of elimination, we could eliminate the freckle, the sunspot, the age spot, the liver spot, because those would be flat. It's not a wart because that would be like a bubble. It's not a pimple because it doesn't have like that oil or the whitehead in it or blackhead. Not a boil. A boil has got pus in it, which is disgusting. A skin tag. You guys know what that is. It's like when it looks like a little piece of your skin is like wrinkled up or like hanging. Little thing, a skin tag. A beauty mark. I mean, I think I know my body pretty well. I have very few beauty marks, and I know where all of them are. And mole. And like I said, I know I don't really have moles. I don't know if these, like, I have. This is, let's look at the Scent Maven skin in great detail for no reason. I have some beauty marks here. It's actually, I have a light part of my skin here, and then I have two spots that kind of look like eyes. I don't know. Anyway, and then on my middle finger, so I could just remember which one it is, as I can give you guys a finger. That's the only real mole that I have. And I got, so suffice it to say, in all my years of life, I know where all my beauty marks and all my moles are. And these two were definitely, these two were definitely new to me. And I had read online that after age 30, you're not supposed to develop any kind of new beauty marks or moles. That's the cutoff point. So I won't tell you my age, but I'll tell you that I'm over 30. So I know you can't believe it, right? So then I went through the symptoms of, went through looking up the symptoms of skin cancer. And so they tell you online, got my list here, that if it's asymmetrical, these look pretty round to me. If the borders are uneven, which if your spot is really small, like, how close are you looking at the spot on yourself? And what if it's in a place, like, let's say it's back here. Like, how can you really tell? If the borders are uneven, if it's multiple colors, okay, you could tell that. If it's larger than 1/4 of an inch, and if it's changing in size, shape, and color. So these are all the warning signs that they give you online of skin cancer. And they also tell you that a lot of types of skin cancers can be cured, and the most deadly skin cancer is melanoma. So I don't go out in the sun that often. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I go out every day to go to work, to run my errands, to walk my dog. I'm out in the sun, but I don't really hardly ever go to the beach. I don't go and bake out in the sun. And I don't use tanning beds. I haven't gone tanning since I was in my early 20s. And that was only because the girl I work with, she was fair skinned. I don't know if she's still tan. She had red hair. She used to go tanning, and then she got me into it because she was like, oh, it's so white, she didn't say me, but she was like, your skin is pale and the summer looks terrible with the clothes. Actually, I think she must still go tanning because I've seen pictures of her that she posted on her Facebook where she's like in bikinis and stuff. It was a while ago. like she was on a cruise, and she had a pretty deep tan. And for somebody that fair skinned to get that deep of a tan on their own, maybe she did a spray tan. I don't know. Maybe she got some bronzer. I have no idea. So I'm not really out in the sun a lot, but I was still worried. Still worried. So what did I do? Obviously I made an appointment to see a dermatologist, but I quickly found out that getting a same day appointment with a dermatologist is pretty much impossible. So the earliest appointment I could get with the doctor that I had been to before it took a week. I had called some other doctors that had gotten some good ratings online, but their wait was like a month. So a week was a long time to wait. I said to myself, great, I'm going to be looking at these things, staring at them in the mirror, touching them. Do they get bigger? Do they move? Why are they there? What are they? I'm going to be doing that for another week. So what I did was I made an appointment to see, actually I didn't even make the appointment. I went to see my general practitioner, my regular MD. And he's great because like I've been going to him since I was a kid. Ever since I was old enough to be beyond a pediatrician, but onto an adult doctor, I should say, or a doctor for adults. I've been going to him, and he's like a friend of the family, and I've known him forever. So and he does walk-in appointments and stuff, and I really wanted to find out what these things were. So I went and I saw him, and he said that he looked at it and he said, it's definitely not cancer because that doesn't look anything like what skin cancer looks like. So I said to myself, okay, that makes me feel better. And I said to him, well, what is it? So him not being a dermatologist, he said to me, oh, it's probably a rash from the sun, or maybe it's a fungus. I was like, okay. Can you give me cream or something for it? And he was like, you know what? Because I told him I made the appointment to see the dermatologist. He's like, go to the dermatologist and see what they have to say and get the cream from them, because if I prescribe something, it's probably going to be a different cream than what they give you. And why should you pay for 2 prescriptions, which was right. And, there wasn't anything to worry about. So okay, I felt better. So I waited to go see the dermatologist. So I went there today. And she looked at my skin under a tool that looks like a magnifying glass. Because I wrote on my form, like when they ask you why you're here to see the doctor, I put brown spots. So she goes, oh, so you have brown spots. I was like, I have 2 brown spots that I'm concerned about. So she took the magnifying glass thing and she put it over the 2 spots. And she's like, it's fine. I was like, what is it? What is it? It's fine. What does that mean? What are they? Why is it there? And she's like, they're benign growths that occur from age. Benign growths due to aging. She's like, as you get older, as people get older, they can get these benign growths that are non-cancerous, and you just got to live with them. And because then my next question was, how do I get rid of them? I thought she was going to give me a cream and they were going to fall off or go away or whatever. And she was like, well, we could treat them to try to make them go away. And I think she said they could freeze them or burn them. I forget which one it was. But she was like, but we don't recommend that because or she said they shrink and fall off. She was like, we could put treatment, we could treat it, but it'll look a lot worse before it gets better. She's like, the area will get red, it'll get irritated, the spots will scale, they'll get scaly and peel and eventually fall off. But it could leave a scar bigger than the spots that were there. So I was like, no, I don't want to draw any more attention to them than I already doing. Because most times when I wear shirts and stuff, like, I don't even know, like, you could only see it if I'm like in my bra or whatever. But you really can't see the spots in most of the tops that I wear. So I was like, no, I don't want to make the area red. I don't want them to scale up and do all kinds of horrible things. And then after all that, could end up with a scar that looks worse. It's like, so she's like, you just got to live with them. I guess I can put makeup on them if they really bother me. Maybe I'll forget that they're there. You know, I have tattoos. I've forgotten that they're there. They're just become part of my body. I still feel like they look like two eyes staring at me. So then there was other stuff that I wanted to tell you. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, so my question to her, then I said to her, well, you know, the same thing that I told you guys. I get these spots from being in the sun. They're like freckles. And now I'm concerned, like, how do I know when a spot is not a spot? Like, am I going to be looking, do I have to be looking at my skin and analyzing, which is what I was doing, every single spot that's on my body? Like, how do I do that? Do you guys see how many freckles I have? Like, how would I be able to tell? You know, and how will I not drive myself nuts looking at every single spot? Because then I was telling her, oh, by the way, while I'm here, check this spot, check that spot. Oh, I have a spot here, you know, so what do I do? So first she told me, she's like, make sure that when you go out in the summer, wear lots of sunscreen. And then she recommended that I go for a full body scan. She said the insurance would cover it. Most insurance covers it if you get it done once a year, and they look at every spot and mole and freckle and all this other stuff that could be all over your body. They check your whole body for anything that looks suspicious. So I was like, how does this work? Is it like an MRI where you sit in a tube, or like a, you know, you get to they x-ray your body or put lasers on you? How does it work? No, she said you come in, you strip down to your underwear, they give you a paper gown, and then the little magnifying thing that she was looking at my spots with, they do that. She or the other doctor, whoever's there, not whoever's there, but the physician that's seeing you, whether it's her or another physician that's there, that's a dermatologist, they look over your entire body at every spot and check it and see. And you're supposed to have that done once a year to make sure that all your spots are good spots. And the other question I had for her is, am I going to get more spots? If these are benign growths from aging, does that mean when I get older, like, am I going to develop more spots? Am I going to look like a Dalmatian? I mean, I just thank God that they're in an inconspicuous place. They don't hurt, burn, itch, or anything, which was one of the questions she asked me. And that they're not in a prominent place, you know, like, God forbid, if they were on my face, or I don't even want to think about it. So, yeah, it's just strange. And then as you get older, you got to worry about age spots, which my mom has. She doesn't have a lot of them, but she has some age spots, liver spots. Ooh, you know, sorry for you guys out there that have age spots or liver spots, but you know. So I was kind of feeling down. I was feeling happy because I was like, yay, you know, it's normal and there's nothing, you know, life-threatening there or anything. But I was also kind of sad because I was like, this is just like another thing I have to think about as I get older. Like, going to the dermatologist once a year for a body scan, things growing on me or whatever. All these things that happen to you as you get older. But there are some people, and there are some YouTubers and stuff that embrace their age. And I have some friends that embrace their age. And they are proud as they get older that they look, or say they look, or they look, you know, depending, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, that they look as beautiful now as they did when they were 20, you know. And people say, oh, you're only as old as you feel, and all things like that. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you worry about spots? Do you see spots? I don't know. This has been a weird video. And I'm sure I'm going to get some thumbs downs on it, but I don't really care, like I said, because I'm doing this for therapeutic purposes. And yeah, I've been getting some nasty comments lately. Some of them disguised as nice comments. Like I'll get a comment that'll be all nasty, and then at the end it'll say, great video. So, I don't know. That's the least of my worries. Anyway, I'm going to go get Malcolm. I put him in the other room because his snoring was just driving me insane. So this concludes the video on my spots. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and comment, subscribe, hit the little gray bell. I'll be bringing you more videos soon. I have no idea on what. Till next time, goodbye everyone out there in YouTube land.